Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to attempt a restoration of this soap holder. Now the reason for the restoration attempt is due to the fact that in the ensuite we have a matching soap holder, which is as new because we never use the ensuite shower, just the main bathroom. And I went down to the hardware store looking for a identical replacement and had no luck because they obviously changed their styles over time. There was something that was fairly close, but it had a squared off profile to this bracket here. So the concern I suppose is, are you prepared to have slightly different looking soap holders in your bathrooms, or if you insist on having the matching, which is my preference, then you'd need to essentially buy two. These are around about $45 each. I believe this is a Mondello brand, so you'd be looking at around $90. And then you're left with a, in our case, practically as new soap holder with no purpose, unless you were to save it for a future home project or offer it to a family member if they want to install it in their bathroom. So I'm going to attempt a restoration on this one, see if I can bring it back to life. I don't really have a plan in terms of the products, but I'll start with some light sanding to see if I can remove what appears to be just some surface rust, maybe some cream cleanser, some other cleaning products, and I've also got some Silvo to see if I can bring back the shine. So let's get started. Okay, so we've got 80 and 120 grit sandpaper, some cream cleanser to remove the soap scum. I can't believe it, but I actually have some rust converter, so I definitely have an advantage now, which is great. And then the Silvo, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll just lightly sand. I'll just start with the 120, just lightly sand, just see if I can't remove some of the rust without having to resort to the rust converter. And then, yeah, we'll just go from there. Alright, so this is after a light sand with the 120 grit, and there's a few bits that I just can't quite reach, so I'll move on to the rust converter. But yeah, came off effortlessly. Yeah, I think for these to have some kind of longevity, they either need to be cleaned quite often or go through the process that I'm going through now, which is purely an experimentation. I don't even know kind of what end result I'm going to have here. I just thought, off the cuff, this needs some attention, so I'm just seeing what I can do with it. So we'll move on to the rust buster now, or the rust converter, which I think is its proper name, and see if I can just remove these final bits here of rust. I'll just let it spend some time soaked in that end, and then I'll turn it around. Okay, we're done with the rust converter, so all of the surface rust has been removed. Just when I had it outside in the sun, it became very clear to me that in sanding off the surface rust, I've also sanded off some of the chrome finish, so that's just something to keep in mind if you are attempting to do a similar restoration, and something for me to keep in mind if I consider doing something like this again on a chrome plated product. But oh well, that's life. I'm going to skip the cream cleanser step because the rust converter removed all of the soap scum as well as the remaining rust, so I'll just move on to the final step now, which is the Silvo silver polish. Just see if I can bring back some of that shine. Okay. Don't have much of this left, so if I don't have enough, I just might move on to some car liquid polish, I suppose, and see what I can do with that. Whoops. Just in case, I tend to knock things over. And always wear some kind of protective gloves when you're working around polishers, rust converters, things like that, or just really any kind of cleaning chemicals, to be honest. You don't know what kind of reaction you'll get, and just to be on the safe side. By the way, this does wonders on electric or any kind of a radio antenna on your car, so, as well as chrome muffler tips or exhaust tips. I think most people probably already know that, but yeah, just running this up and down a traditional car antenna really brings it back. Particularly if you have an electric antenna and you're finding that it's kind of seizing up or extending and retracting very slowly, it's probably just because it's dirty. And this will bring it back to new. Alright, so this is pretty much all I can do with it. But I'm pretty much satisfied with how it's turned out, and if you have the products in your garage or tool shed, yeah, I'd highly recommend giving it a go. So what I'll do now is do a side-by-side comparison with the one in the ensuite, reinstall it into the main bathroom, and close up the video. Alright, there we go, side-by-side comparison. So yeah, it's turned out reasonably well. Obviously it's not as good as new, but yeah, I think it was worth the time and the small effort to get it looking fairly, good again. It's extended life, there's no visible rust, and I've saved at least $45, if not $90 over purchasing, if not one brand new, but two matching brand new soap holders. So yeah, I'm fairly happy. Okay, job done, it's reinstalled. There's just an Allen key screwed just there, which is retightened onto a metal mounting plate, which is screwed into the wall, and the Allen key is normally supplied with these type of shower accessories, so you don't need to go searching for one. I'll leave it there for now. Any comments or questions, leave them below and I'll get back to you, and as always, thanks for watching. Cheers.